Welcome back to the show. We're back. Madden 13 is just around the corner. We got our team draft selection coming up, and let's face it, this is probably the most anticipated franchise in the history of the XLSL. So break the piggy bank, all hands on deck. You better be ready to throw down some big points to get into this league. With that being said, let's go ahead and kick off the Madden 13 team draft special for you guys. It's an exciting time of the year. Draft's just around the corner, and we're going to take a look at the top offenses, top defenses, some of those superstar players that you're going to want to hold on to. And we're going to talk to some of the GMs from last year and see what they might be thinking as far as where they might land this year in the Madden 13 team draft. So stick around. We'll be right back. Okay, let's get started with the top offenses for Madden 13. At number one, we're going to go with the New England Patriots. This team has a set of tight ends as unmatched by any team probably in the history of the NFL. You got Rob Gronkowski as your number one, and your number two is Aaron Hernandez. Hernandez is good enough to be a number one for most teams in the NFL, hands down. And then the problem with the slot receiver is really Wes Welker. I mean, because the guy, he could play number one, but his best matchups are always going to be inside. He's quick. He has great agility in his hands. Let's face it, this is a 100-catch-year guy. So it's going to be really hard to try to match up with the tight ends or the slot receiver when Welker's lined up in the slot. And they did bring in Brandon Lloyd this year to put him on the outside, try to stretch the field a little bit. And he's had some pretty good years, but I think whoever takes over this team is probably going to find him being probably a number 4 option. And let's face it, that's why they're number 1 right now. We have the Green Bay Packers sitting at number 2. I mean, they're led by Aaron Rodgers, so it's probably one of the best quarterbacks in the game right now. He's in his prime. He's got some great targets like Jennings, Jermichael Finley, obviously, Jordy Nelson, and Randall Cobb, who really showed up last year as a rookie and is probably going to progress a little bit more throughout this franchise we're getting ready to head into. And he may end up being a great slot receiver and really take the pressure off of Aaron Rodgers trying to hit Jennings and Finley all day. But really, they go 5 deep in wide receivers, and when they spread the field, you'd better be prepared to try to just contain the passing game because you're not going to shut it down. Aaron Rodgers is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the game, and that's going to be the reason why we got them coming at number 2. So get your points ready. They're going to cost you. Coming in at number 3, we're going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles. This team is built on speed. Basically, they've taken what Al Davis has done in the past and just drafted anyone that can run a sub 4.3. Except the only difference is these guys actually have talent. It starts with Vic, who's a former Hokie, by the way, 4.23 speed. I mean, this guy, he may not be that fast on Madden 13, but he's still going to be the fastest quarterback on Madden 13. And he's a dual threat because he's got a big arm, and he's definitely got the receivers with Deshaun Jackson and Jeremy Maclin. He's got a running game to support him, so he's not going to be an unbalanced offense if you take this team. And you got a pretty good tight end with Celtic. If you like speed, this is the team for you. And they're going to cost you pretty much, I would say, at least 250 to 275 points in the upcoming team draft. We're going to go with the New Orleans Saints at number 4. They're not even hurt offensively because of the bounty last year, so there's no worries there. Drew Brees is there. He doesn't have the strongest arm in the game, but by far he has the most accurate arm in the game. He can throw the deep, the mid, or the short pass, and he can put it right in the basket. This guy has pinpoint accuracy, and I think it's really going to show in this year's game, especially with the way he can lead the pass, to the receiver. He's got a huge target with the tight end, Jimmy Graham. That's going to create matchup problems all year long. You got a great running back on third downs, Darren Sproles, and if that's not bad enough, you got to face Mark Ingram on first and second downs. And let's face it, he's a bruiser back, and this team can play balanced ball if they want to, but they tend to get a little pass happy, and who can really blame when you got Drew Brees as your primary quarterback throwing to Marquise Colston, and of course Devin Henderson is one of the best deep threats in the game. The guy has blazing speed, and he runs pretty good routes, so you better get your draft points ready. It's going to cost you. This team won't get out of the top 10, and if they go under 200 points, I'd be surprised. Rounding off the top 5 has got to be the Dallas Cowboys in my book. Tony Romo is usually the punchline for most jokes, but let's face it, other than being clutch, he's got a good arm, he's mobile, and he's pretty accurate. And then you toss guys like Des Bryant and Miles Austin on the outside around him, let's face it, that is a lethal combination. And then you have to mess with Jason Witten over the middle. I mean, those are mismatches that you just don't want to have your linebackers or your safeties trying to cover him. And DeMarco Murray, before he was injured last year, was proving that he's probably one of the better running backs in the game. So if he comes back healthy, the team's got balance and they're going places. And they're probably going to take at least 250 points to secure them for Madden 13. So good luck with that. Well, that's going to do it for our top 5 offenses. We're going to take a short break right now. When we come back, we're going to take a few calls. Then we're going to get back to the defensive side for the top 5 defenses, and then we're going to talk about some rookies. We all love rookies. We got some great ones coming in this year. So stick around. We'll be back. Hope you're enjoying it.